All right, guys, welcome back. Group D predictions for the World Cup. Y'all know the drill by this point. If you haven't seen our group A, B, and C, I will put them in the description. You can also find them in our channel. You should definitely go check those out because they're all fire. Like I've been saying, I need y'all's hot takes, people. Hot takes. Stop telling us the podcast is good. Stop telling us it's good. I don't care. I don't care. No compliments. You can only insults only and hot takes down below in the comments, guys. Like it's very simple. We're not asking a lot here, but I need you guys to follow the rules a little bit more if you want to be part of the DeadBall TV family. All right, that's all I ask. That's all
We're
I
a
ask. If you're listening on
dysfunctional
streaming
family.
platforms,
Yeah.
look at Connor. Look at Connor bottom of my intro, bro. Jeez, this. You know why we don't have 40
Fuck you,
ratings yet?
bitch.
Because every time I try to say this, Connor got to jump in.
Because
Oh,
your
gotta
ratings,
jump in.
because your fucking intros are trash, baby.
Check this out. Watch this. Welcome everybody to
All right.
Okay, yeah.
All right, should we all do an intro and you guys can vote?
There's a reason why I never do
Yeah.
them. There's a reason why I never do them. So
Look, we're already
'Cause I'm
pressed for
so
time.
goddamn good at
Jake is already annoyed, so we should just get into this. So honestly, that intro was probably the most DeadBall TV intro that we could have done in terms of chaos and everything. So
And that's what we want to
Yeah,
see in the comments. No more wholesome shit.
that's what I'm so sick of it, bro. I'm done. I'm done with it.
boring.
I'm gonna ask you guys because I'm benevolent. I know you guys think I'm some sort of dictator. What team should we start with? What team should we start with?
let's start with the best one in the group.
Denmark.
No? Actually, yeah. I have them one. Denmark. The Danes are
You're
leading the charge
shitting
in the
me,
group.
bro.
Nope.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying that because we all have Denmark first, don't we?
No. I went conservative. I put France, but
Okay,
yeah,
all right. At least there's something to
Denmark-
discuss here.
Denmark was a definite. It was very close. It was very close for me.
I think Denmark might be the most cohesive team in international football.
Wow. That's fucking huge. When did
How
this
do you
start happening?
measure that? I don't know.
Was it
Like, how
after
did
Ericsson got like injured
the
and then he
Euros.
went off? The Euros?
But
they've been a different beast since then, dude?
they've been cooking up something over there in Denmark for quite a long while, and they actually have some depth at all positions. I feel like now, which is I don't think I've ever heard of for the Danes. Correct me if I'm wrong.
No,
But,
it's kind of
It's
wild.
probably been a while. It's probably been decades before our time.
Yeah,
If we had to
our
look up,
time,
like,
for sure.
Best Danish team of all time. I'm sure they did something impressive at one point, but this team right now is honestly pretty stacked.
hmm
It's pretty stacked.
hmm
And Kasper Yilmand, I think is how you pronounce his name. I think he's the best manager in the group. I'm not a Deschamps guy, bro. I don't think
No,
he's trash.
he's
but
a vibes guy. I feel like he just lets the players do
he's a
whatever they want. Right?
straight vibes guy. He's a vibes guy, and he seems like a bit of a jellyfish. I'm not really sure he's got much of a spine. But Kasper Yilmand, bro, here's his official invitation to come coach the Mexican national team after the World Cup. We'd love to have you. If that's a little too dangerous, maybe you don't like tacos and stuff, that's fine. The U.S. job will hopefully also be available. We'd love to have you. Give you a nice fat signing bonus. Put you in a penthouse in New York City. A winter home in L.A.
You'd be making money.
Making money, living real comfortable. I'm sure your English is already pretty good, if not fluent. Welcome. That's all. That was my pitch right there. That was my pitch right there for Kasper Yilmand to come over across the pond. But in all seriousness, I think the Danish are not only an absolute monster, but they got the French number, bro.
Yeah,
They got their number, bro.
I mean, they got to be shitting their pants.
How so?
They've beaten them twice in the Nations
Yeah.
League. They
Okay.
tied in the last World Cup. It's been a while since France beat Denmark. I feel like
So
France
what do
saw the
you-
draw and they were like, we just can't get away from these guys.
Well, what do you think that is? Like, why do you think that is?
Probably tactics.
Tactics.
You really think it's all tactical?
tactical? The French team is overrated and washed. You just got a bunch of superstars that don't really vibe together and aren't being told how to play together.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But we can get more into that when we talk about France, or we can just do a.
I just think I think the biggest reason, Connor, is Denmark plays up to the competition.
Yeah.
Now, there's a downside to that. They play down a lot too. if you look at their losses recently, it's usually not to the big dogs. It's to the small guys. And then the big boys, they really turn up for. And I think France, being the World Cup favorite,
Right.
maybe second to Brazil, I think they take that as a challenge, and I legitimately think they enjoy playing the French and just beating them repeatedly. I think
because they're the minnows.
Good.
They're the new
Wow.
Belgium with not nearly the same amount of like big superstars. But in terms of like small country,
new
maybe Croatia.
Belgium.
Maybe Croatia. They're not the new Belgium, but I think they're the new Croatia.
Which the Danish have been taking L's from Croatia.
They have.
Well, it's hard. to
Croatia's
not
got
take
their number.
L's.
It's very funny.
Yeah. Well, Croatia's a solid team. So okay, I can get behind that. That Danish take. I also think that they've got skin in the game. I was actually talking to Hayden Gray last night, and he was making me aware that, or he made me aware that they like to advertise for a lot of political causes as well. Like they're very much protesting Qatar as the host of the World Cup, which you know, everybody's entitled to their opinion, but Qatar is not exactly the most legitimate host that has been had in the last couple decades. But yeah, I don't know. I think if you can get a team to ally and unite against a common cause, or you find everybody to be of a like mind, then yeah, but just by nature of that, you're going to have that chemistry. You're going to have a team that fires on all cylinders cohesively, like you guys said. The complete opposite of like Canada and some African teams where there's strife in the locker room. You don't want that. There's something to be said for a team that rallies around something, be it, you know, the injury or like a life-threatening condition of your captain, who thank God he's back, or you know, political opinions or causes, what have you. I think that's really indicative of a good team. So yeah, I had them second just because, well, I mean, I think you can imagine why, but yeah, I think they're a solid second team, and they're going to be dangerous in the round of 16 for sure.
Yes, I agree. I think what the Danish have going for them is, like you said, and when I said they're the most cohesive unit, I think it's partially because of what happened to Christian Eriksen and how we saw the team respond immediately to that. And they've been, like I said, just beast mode ever since. I think also the unity in having like a team-wide message, I think is really important. I don't think it has to be political, but I think when the team and your teammates stand for something, again, it doesn't have to be political. I think that brings the guys closer together, makes it seem more like a family. Like these guys, they play like they're a family, which is just so like corny to say, but like that's what it looks like. And I think I would even give them a little bit of bonus points, one for having like a Danish manager, and also being such a small country. These guys are very familiar with themselves. It's not like France and Germany and Spain where like you got different guys popping up at the U20s, U23s. Some guys can never break into the lineup. I mean, these guys have been around each other for a while. It's kind of like Uruguay in South America. Like, yeah, they have some squad rotation, but these guys have been together in the trenches for a while, starting at the youth level. And I think it makes them better. And I think that's why they're so difficult to beat. I think they're not the best high-scoring, high-flying team, but I'll be damned if somebody puts 3 past them in this tournament. Like, it's just, I just don't see it happening.
Yeah,
not likely.
And do y'all remember that game in the Euros against England? Dude, I would go so far as to say if they make the final against Italy, they win. They beat the Italians because they were better than the English in that semifinal. Raheem Sterling flopped. I don't care what you say. It was a soft-ass penalty. And then they go on and beat him on penalty. Penalty kicks, if I remember correctly.
Part of the game, baby.
It is part of the game, but I mean, I'm watching that.
I was rooting for the Danes. I was rooting for the Danes there, for sure.
I think the whole world was, honestly.
Especially the manner in which England won. And I'm just objectively, as a fan of football, Italy, you know, the resurgent team that didn't make the last World Cup, what a story. Going up against the fucking Danes in the Euro final after what happened to Christian Eriksen? Would there have been a more Hollywood story? I don't think so. Honestly, football would have won. just by that final. I don't care if Italy then goes on to win. That's a movie. That's a dub for humanity. Instead, we got England, and I wanted England to win, but they just didn't deserve it. They didn't deserve to win the semifinal, and they didn't deserve to win the final.
No, they didn't.
But Denmark, bro, they're the real deal. They're the real deal. They do drop points every once in a while against smaller teams. Like I said, like they have a bad loss to Scotland recently, a loss to Finland. They do slip up every once in a while, but I think in the World Cup, just like
they
did
got
in the
some
Euros,
powers.
They do, but they don't play around.
They're going to be the people's team. They're going to be the people's team this tournament, and we'll watch them with great interest.
I hope so. And I might have to do some digging to see, like, when did they start this rise? Maybe they dug up some old Viking burial tomb and found some old Viking blood, and they all drank it, before the Euros, and we're like, holy shit, we're so invigorated now.
You know what it is? They all perform Hamlet every night before they go to sleep together. The Danish prince as the lead
Danish prince
character there.
True.
They all read through Hamlet, and they're like, yes, this is it.
It is possible. I don't know what's going on over there, but it's definitely some Viking
shit. And then I look at their, I look at their squad that they're bringing to the World Cup, and a lot of them are playing in top 5 leagues and all different teams of Europe. There's a few guys that play in the Danish league, but not a lot, and I think as we've always said, you got to diversify and you got to play for the best teams in Europe in order to have any sort of sniff or whiff of chance of getting out of the group stage.
Yeah. Yep.
So it's almost getting cliche to say, but I pretty much have them as the dark horse. But like, I'm considering changing my dark horse because everybody has the Danish as a dark horse. So it's like, is this even a dark horse anymore? You know what I mean? But regardless of like the smaller countries going to this World Cup, like I think they have the highest ceiling. We talk about Uruguay, they're dogs, but I think Denmark has the highest ceiling of, these. What is the population of Denmark? Guesses everyone? Quickly. What are y'all thinking?
Oh,
7 million.
I have no idea. I have absolutely no idea.
Just shy of 6 games. Just shy of 6.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah. It's just crazy. It's just crazy. But, anyways, yeah, these guys are going to be good. Let's talk about France. Jake, why don't you start us off? What you feeling with the French? Why you got them second?
Overrated as fuck, in my opinion.
Like as a team, you're talking individuals, the manager. What you mean?
I think they're really gonna miss Pogba and N'Golo Kante in the midfield. I think they have no answers there. I mean, yeah, they got some young guns out there, but it's just not the same team, I feel like, that we saw when they won the World Cup last time. It's completely different. A lot of the guys are older. I feel they are incredibly arrogant. And I think that's going to be their downfall, going into the knockouts. And I love Giroud, but that man's 36 now. I don't think he can carry him. I think even if they start Benzema up there when he's healthy, I don't really think he gives a fuck about playing for France, honestly, in the grand scheme of things. I think he cares about scoring goals for his own personal accolades, but I don't really think he plays for the team. So I don't think we're going to see a French-loving French team that plays out there for the badge. I think they're just kind of going through the motions.
That's an interesting subplot because it does seem like Benzema cares more about like the Lyon fans, like his club before Madrid, than he does about France. That's so ignorant. Again, I don't read French, so I don't know what he's saying in all these interviews, but that and like the ban from the national team and like getting blacklisted by Deschamps, it does seem like there's a little something there.
Yeah, and of course Deschamps has to take him, with this last year's Real Madrid form or his last season's, but
it's impossible to ignore.
Yeah, and like I think he started a few of the Nations League games, but I think Giroud's been his main guy up top.
Yeah. With good reason.
Yeah.
Giroud is really good.
Yeah, no. I mean, I think everyone underrates Giroud for some odd reason. I mean, I think he's great for France, and I've always liked him playing. A few mistakes does not, make him the worst player to ever play for France in any regard.
I think people don't like him because in FIFA he's not fun to use because he's not fast. Swear to God, that's the reason. Because he's got 68 pace, and people don't like that. He's gone to Chelsea, Arsenal, and AC Milan and killed it everywhere. You cannot say the guy's not a beast.
Yeah, I think people hate him for his Arsenal days for some reason, which I don't get it. I mean,
I
they were so ass. They were so bad back then.
Yeah. He was like the reason they were finishing fourth.
Yeah,
him and
it wasn't there. It wasn't his fault, you know. Like he was there during the Wenger out days, so I think he catches a lot of that flack. But the man has never performed badly anywhere. And you know, to be frank, I think he thrives under that sort of the underestimations that people put on him. You know, like he's starting Champions League games for AC Milan. He's starting fucking league games. He's doing it all. And yeah, he's 36. Like,
yeah, he's an old motherfucker.
Dude's a freak. He's an old motherfucker.
But yeah, but we don't really see the output decreasing that much.
No,
he's a smart player. He is a very underrated football IQ.
His positioning is incredible.
Incredible.
I don't know. I don't know. That is exactly what you need and want from a striker. Like right place, right time, great last touch. Like, oh yeah.
Y'all tell me if I'm tripping here. I kind of feel like the French team will go as far as Mbappe and Giroud can carry them. Like I'm really not confident enough in the midfield, and with Griezmann being such an important player for France and not really doing a lot for Atletico. Not that he's been terrible, but he was getting limited minutes because of the transfer fee, blah, blah, blah. I just feel like they're vulnerable, especially with Pogba and Conte out. They're going to be having Tchouaméni and Camavinga most likely. They're kids. They're good, but they're kids. And the World Cup, bro, it's a different beast. I don't know if they're ready for it like that.
And if I was the Champs, I wouldn't start. I would maybe start one of them, switch them out. But maybe get like who's that dude that plays for Juventus?
Plays for Juventus.
He's been quite trash. Rabiot.
That man. Bro,
just like,
oh my God.
Just someone else. But I mean, I think the last couple formations that France has had, he has been starting the young lads out there, which is good. I mean, they're going to be monsters in the next World Cup, and they're definitely in the upcome. But it's a tall order to have kids play in a big tournament, which we saw with England at the last Euros. You know, a lot of the kids missed the penalties.
Dude, I don't even know if Rabiot made the final.
Did he make the lineup?
He did. He made the final one. Okay. He did. Dude, that's crazy. I think we need to talk about ego when we talk about the French national team. And that dude's a tool. Like, he's a straight tool. I'm sorry. Unless he's going to be one of your core guys, I wouldn't even bring him. Because you already got to deal with Mbappe. Like,
you're managing
there are so many divas, so many egos.
So many divas, bro.
I think they're going to implode. I think they're going to get past this group because, I mean, we haven't even talked about the other two teams, but I don't even know what the fuck there is to talk about, honestly.
Oh, we're going to talk about them.
Oh, we can. And, I mean, we can go into it, but it's, I think the Danes and the French are obviously, I think they're clear to advance. And I think everyone is comfortable in accepting that.
I'm comfortable to say that.
Yeah. I think I had the French as number one just because they are so stacked with superpower or superpowers, superstars. I think that's just really hard to deny. And I mean, I don't know. I'm of the mindset that even if Benzema sees the field 2 times, that's going to be 2 goals for him. So I think they've got too many get out of jail free cards, unfortunately.
Look, if the French can put it together, they are the best team at this World Cup, and they are the favorites. If they do the typical French thing and fold, then we could see an embarrassing, dare I say, round of 16 exit. I don't know. It depends. The mentality will carry this team to glory or sink the ship in the harbor.
Yeah.
That's kind of how I see it. It's tough to look at their recent matches and draw much of a conclusion because their World Cup qualifying group was trash, bro.
Yeah.
It was trash, and they still couldn't beat Ukraine. Neither time they tied them twice. I think back at the last Euros, pretty underwhelming in the group stage, breezing against the Swiss, breezing, and then that French ego comes out, get a little too comfortable. Swiss come back, storm back, beat them on penalties. And let me tell you, as a Spurs fan, if Hugo Lloris is going to be the starter for France, that is going to be a problem. He is not who he used to be. He's been getting steadily worse the past couple seasons. He's going to let in a howler. I know it. I don't know if it's coming group stage or semifinal. It's happening, and the French need to be able to respond to that. And I don't know if I take Hugo Lloris in a penalty shootout right now. He's my dog. He's my guy, club legend. But I don't know, man. I don't know. I think I'd be starting Mike Maignan, but I doubt that he'll actually get the start.
He's injured.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Is he completely out? He's in the squad. Oh, no, he's not. Whoa, Mandanda's the backup?
You got some old motherfuckers, and then you have that West Ham dude, right?
Wow.
Yeah, Areola.
Yeah.
I think he's half Filipino.
Oh. I don't know shit about French goalkeepers.
Is he half Filipino?
I think he's
Damn, why didn't he claim...
Am I talking out of my ass right now?
Because he's got to claim the Philippines or
Philippines,
the best soccer team in the world.
Philippines.
Parents. Oh. Both of his parents are of Filipino heritage. Kind of explains the name.
But he's probably born in France.
I don't know, but I always thought he was dope that he was Asian. He was born in Paris.
He's played... Kind of interesting. He's played for Real, PSG, Fulham, and West Ham.
He just can't seem to lock down a job. He plays a full season, does okay, and then the team's like, thanks, but no thanks. They move on to someone else repeatedly.
Yeah.
I don't get it. That's not a good sign, but I mean, maybe it's just bad luck. It's kind of similar to Ochoa. Could be just bad luck, bad circumstance. I don't know.
Emi Martinez was bouncing around like that for years. I think he had 10 teams before he landed at Arsenal.
It's crazy.
And even then, they sent him straight off.
Yeah. That's crazy. He had a good season, and they were like, don't sure if we want to re-sign you, mate. And then he was like, all right, well, I'll go to Aston Villa.
Yeah.
Perfect.
And then he's been dancing in the goalpost.
And talking mad shit.
He always talking mad shit.
Yeah, I don't know.
All right, we got to talk about
we
got to talk about the World Cup curse. Does it strike again?
If
it's a hot take, Connor, just say it now. Just say it now.
All right, I was going to save it for my hot take. This goes hand in hand with my hot take. I think that the World Cup curse is not so much like a superstition, so much as a real life effect. There is something that happens when you spend 4 years claiming the title of best in the world, right? Especially for polarizing figures like Mbappe, right? If you are an up-and-coming talent, the next Messi, the next Ronaldo, whatever, they give you that accolade, and then you ball out at a World Cup. Arguably, you are the reason that they get as far as they did and had the success that they did. You carry that for 4 years, and then on top of that, you become like the semi-hiring manager for PSG. There's like a really popular battle for your contract. You just get every single thing that could possibly boost your ego boosted. Like everything goes according to plan. You're going to walk into this next World Cup thinking you're God's gift to football. And maybe you are. Maybe you really have that. But if you think that a team like Denmark is going to be afraid of that, you think that they're not going to fucking get their hits in, you're foolish. You're foolish, and I even hate saying this because if you ask me, I want them to not play to their potential right now. I hope the French team doesn't see this. I hope this doesn't wake them up. Like, they need that. They need a reality check, and they need it now because by all stretch of the imagination, they should win. They should win again. And I just hope that their ego gets the best of them. I really do. Anula Mufa, again, I don't want to send bad vibes out there, but I think more likely than not, they are fighting an uphill battle that they cannot win. So in spite of their superpower, superstar, the fucking players that, I mean, it's a lineup that almost can't be beat unless they do it to themselves. So I don't. This year is probably the most polarizing. They are either going to break the curse, or they're going to fall into it, and they're going to exit again in the round of 16 or group stage. They are set up for tremendous success or tremendous failure here.
So you disagree, or not even disagree, Jake, but you think that it's not really a possibility. A strong possibility.
Their hubris will be their downfall. They could get past the round of 16, maybe. But maybe I don't think they go past that. Yeah, I don't think they get past that.
Okay.
And then Mbappe, I could see him retiring for maybe like 6 months, 9 months from the national team.
You think he retires from the national team?
I think he calls it. He's like, I'm done if we don't win. Dude, he is. Every time I see him in the media, he is such a little bitch boy.
He is.
He is.
He's very arrogant.
I don't think he'd retire, though. I think he'd be like, I think he might be like, I'll just like take retire if you don't make this guy the manager who's my friend.
Yeah.
I could see him doing something like that.
There will be some form of drama.
I wonder what the French feel about Mbappe. Funny. I wonder if they all like him or if they're like, he's kind of a twat.
I think it's kind of polarizing. They love him when they love him, and then when he misses those penalties, they hate him, you know?
Yeah.
I think that's kind of how it is. That being said, I don't think he can handle the pressure. I think he's still quite the boy. So if he does get like a crucial penalty sometime, I think he fucks it up.
They probably know. I bet the French fans know that they have the next Ronaldo or Messi on their hands potentially, and that he can achieve a lot of things.
No.
But I just don't think he's there mentally. No. You know? And then especially when you compare him to Haaland. 9-day difference mentally.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Mentally, it's not the same. I would say he reminds me the most. This is a very cold take, but he reminds me of Thierry Henry, but he doesn't have the mentality. Henry had like that Kobe Bryant mentality.
He did.
Mbappe doesn't have that. Mbappe has that goddamn Markel Fultz mentality, you know, where I come in, I'm God's gift to basketball, and then you're out in like the first couple years, you know, when you meet some actual resistance.
I mean, Henry Clear.
Henry Clear. Oh, yeah. Oh, no. I'm not. I'm insinuating that they're similar players. I'm not saying.
Shit, I feel like Mbappe's he's got to win 2 World Cups and win multiple Ballon d'Ors to ever be clear of Henry.
Mm-hmm. He needs at least 3 Ballon d'Ors before the Henry.
For me, he needs at least 3 Champions Leagues, or get the hell out of France. I'm sorry, you're not the GOAT, and you play your whole career at PSG. No, sir. No. You can't. Like there's no comparison to Ronaldo or Messi for me until Mbappe does something in another league, and it's harder.
Relevant. Yeah.
I mean, imagine if Messi and Ronaldo had played their entire careers at PSG.
They'd be soft.
Soft. They might have scored 10 goals in a game. Yes. Yeah. It would have been insane. I can't remember Messi's best season in Barcelona where he scored like 50 goals or something like
90.
Absolutely insane. It was 90.
I think it was something fucking crazy like
that. Was goals and assists, I thought.
Hold on, let me look it up.
Well, regardless, I think he does that 6 times if he's playing his entire prime in France. Like, I'm sorry. I respect Mbappe as a talent. I think when his pace fades, you will see him decline sharply.
Shit, 90 goals a season? That would just be a normal day in Bordeaux for Messi. Jesus Christ, if he played his whole career in Ligue 1.
That's what I'm saying.
73 goals in 60 games.
Ridiculous.
In the calendar year, Messi's magical 91 goal year for Barcelona and Argentina. So in all competitions, 91 goals in a year.
Yeah, that is
crazy.
Unheard of.
Okay. For the sake of time, let's take it from possibly the best team on paper to the worst. Australia. I'm just going to say right now, they're the worst team at the World Cup.
They're the worst team at the World Cup.
Is there an argument here? They're the worst team at the World Cup.
You know, I've never really understood that because they're really good at rugby, but I understand that it's completely different sports, but it's not like they're an unathletic team. Like they play rugby, they also play Australian
The problem
rugby,
with them,
cricket.
See, the problem with them is that it's really hard for them to schedule friendlies.
Yeah,
and
fair.
other teams to play with. So they play against the other Southeast Asian teams. They play New Zealand a lot, and they are
Bro,
straight trash. They are so
6
bad.
times a year. It's insane.
Yeah.
How often they
And
play New
so
Zealand.
when you get comfortable in beating New Zealand and these other small ass nations, and then you go over to Tokyo and you play Japan and you get bounced, every single time, or you barely scrape by a tie against China, they're just so ill prepared every single time.
They're fighters. Like the Aussies are fighters. Like we've seen this both in sports and like, in terms of like military conflicts as well. Like they're no pushovers. And I think it is because of their fighting spirit that they even made the World Cup, because they're not better than Peru. They're not better than Peru, but they dug in, they fought, they played exactly how they needed to play to get the result, and now they're here. But this is where the fairy tale ends. In Asian qualifying, good Lord, it was some ugly football. Like, dude, I don't know where the goals come from. I really don't. Their best player is Matt Ryan, not the quarterback, the guy who rode the bench at Real Sociedad the entire season.
Oh my God.
Man had to go to Denmark to start playing. And he plays well for the national team, but your best player cannot be the backup goalkeeper at Real Sociedad. Bro, they called up 2 players from the Japanese second division. That's how down bad they are right now. They have no depth. Their young prospects, if there are any, are not doing anything for the national team. We'd have to get an Australian on here to talk to us about, their U18s and all that. But from what I'm seeing, I don't see shit. Asian Cup U23, where were they? Embarrassing.
They have there's a young Australian starlet that plays for AC Milan. I think he's been starting to get minutes, and he had the chance to choose between Italy or Australia, and he chose Italy, I think.
Of course. I thought you were going to say Australia, and I was about to be like, that's awesome. But
fuck no.
It's like you said, geographically, they're kind of screwed. Like they got cute ass animals down there, but it's really hard to.
That Oceanic Conference is it's just hard. It's just hard for them to get any sort of competition. And
well, it's a 12-hour flight to get anywhere relevant. Like,
yeah,
at least in the footballing world,
it's just difficult. I mean, I guess it's a big dub for them to even make the Group D, But yeah, I think they're gonna get their asses handed to them, and they play France first. So.
Yeah. I was looking at the results, dog, for the past 4 years. And I'm not bullshitting when I say their best result was probably beating Vietnam 4-0 in qualifying.
You're just saying that just to hurt me now.
Partially, yes. But also that was the only time I could see them really like blitzing a team that was even moderately relevant.
They beat a Chinese Taipei 5-1.
They did. Big win for them. Big win.
That was truly against farmers, plumbers, and painters.
They could really not point out Taipei to you on a map. I could not do it.
They
all right. Well, if Australia win a game, you have to now go on a live stream, and I'm just going to give you a map of the world, and you got to keep pointing until you find.
I'll do that.
Taiwan. Some people
pull out a. Oh.
I mean, like, you look at the teams that they play to even qualify.
Ignorant ass mofo.
Nepal, Chinese Taipei, Jordan. I mean, like, do these teams they probably have 20 people in the whole country that play football.
Oh, you're talking about the AFC qualifying first round. Yeah. That's when, like, Japan plays Mongolia and stuff and literally beats them 14-0. It's terrible. It's terrible. They honestly shouldn't really have to participate, but they do.
Yeah. It's a dark qualification run for some of these Asian teams, unfortunately.
And it's going to be ugly in the World Cup. I mean, they don't even have their boy Cahill, probably the best Australian player since we've started watching the sport, to like just pull out some banger in the group stage, make things interesting. Bro, they don't have anything, dog.
I mean, I looked at the roster and holy shit,
it's bad. It's bad.
Like, they have a few guys playing in England, a few center backs that play in the championship, I think Stoke and Sunderland.
You got a midfielder at Leverkusen, right?
Oh, that's good.
He doesn't play that much, but he did score a free kick.
A couple people playing in Scotland. Middlesbrough. Oh, he's probably dapping up Stefan right now. Shit, that's crazy.
God damn.
Oh no, he's at Hellas Verona now. I was thinking of Ajdin Hrustic.
Which
But it
that
looks-
guy, he could have played for Bosnia. Yeah.
Damn, dude, they sold him for $500K.
Why my ass? 500K.
I didn't even know players went for less than $1 million now. That's not good. That is not good.
I mean, just look at the MLS. I feel they trade players for like $15.
Yeah, but even Slonina, didn't he go for like $6 million or something as a goalkeeper?
$7 million, I think.
Well, when you're overrated and you're tall and you're Eastern European and you play in the States, then of course your price tag's going to go up for no reason. Okay. Yeah.
That's
so
true.
Australia, no chance
Worst
of
team in the World Cup.
to make it up. Tunisia, Ghana level?
More organized
Yeah.
than Ghana. Honestly, they played 3 times. I think Tunisia might win 2.
Yeah. I could
Wait,
see
One
that.
nothing.
You mean in like the 3 games of their group, or just 3?
No.
games of
Like if
Australia?
Tunisia and Ghana just played each other 3
Oh,
times.
okay. Tunisia
I
wins
think
twice.
Tunisia would. I think they would win
1-0.
twice. Yeah.
Okay.
1-0, ugly, probably down to 10 men. Yeah. They're a stubborn team. They're very capable of the odd upset. Like they beat Japan pretty soundly in the Kirin Cup
3-0.
final.
Yeah.
But it's a problem. We've said it so many times. These non-European teams, they don't get a lot of practice. They haven't played a European side since the last World Cup when they lost to England and Belgium.
They got blitzed by Brazil earlier this year too.
Blitzed.
5-1.
Yeah, they did. They got a couple solid players, but like they should be beating the Australians 2-0.
Yes.
I think
That should be their dub. Yeah.
that should be their dub. They could lock it down. They might be able to lock it down and get a draw against either the French or the Danish.
Dude, if they upset the French, I'll buy a Tunisian jersey immediately. Immediately.
That would be terrible.
Hold on.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I'm looking.
That would be hype.
Last time they played European competition was in 2018. You're right.
I mean, you know what narrative might play out in this group? It's that Tunisia was a French colony.
Ooh.
Oh shit!
They might want to spank that ass.
They might want to spank that ass.
They
At
might
the
wanna
very
spank
least,
that
injure
ass.
somebody.
They'll
That's what I
try.
like to see.
They'll try.
I mean, it's
Little
worth
move
discussing. If we're going to talk about that Iran is mad at the U.S. or we have some weird beef with England, I think the Tunisians, they probably saw they got France and they were like, good.
Run that shit.
Good.
Let's see it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Prepare for the baguette, motherfucker.
Is that how the Tunisians talk? I've never met a
That's how
Tunisian.
That's the French.
That's the Tunisians making an offensive French accent.
Yeah.
Bro, I want to say their independence war was especially bloody. It might be Algeria. I'm getting it confused with.
Shit,
But
they're ranked 30th in the FIFA World Rankings. Another reason not to trust that at all.
they're defensively very good. They're defensively very good. They always do well at AFCON.
Mm-hmm.
They always make it to the 16 quarters. I mean, dude, they're a respectable team. Like, dare I say, if they're in CONCACAF, I think they would qualify.
Yeah.
I think they'd be fighting for that 4th spot every time.
They're safe.
They're better than
safe.
They're better than Panama for sure. It'd be them and Costa Rica for 4.
Yeah. Valid.
In South America, no chance. They don't get a top 4.
No shot.
But they're a decent team.
Yeah.
I don't know
They're
if they
decent
keep
team.
beating that Chilean ass. Who knows?
Chile in the mud.
Chile is in the mud. They're in the dirt.
Which I'm glad to see it. Holy shit. Talk about arrogance with France. My God.
We're really an anti-Chilean podcast, and I don't know
We really are.
how that started.
And I don't even know why I am. I think it was just
Like-
watching those two copas that they won just pissed me.
They
the
were
fuck off.
dickheads. They were
Yeah.
absolute
They
dickheads.
were dickheads,
Yeah.
bro.
What's his fucking name? The guy that stuck his finger up Cavani's ass? What's his name?
Oh god,
You know him.
dude.
He's an ugly
I know.
motherfucker.
Ugly, bro.
V?
Uh,
Does it start with a V? No.
They will never amount to anything in
For
their
some reason, I
lives.
want to say
Medel.
Hector.
Gary
Medel.
Medel.
Oh,
That is
fuck
that
guy.
their biggest accomplishment. Of their
Fuck that
lives.
guy. Yes. Yes, it is. And they were tremendous accomplishments, and they can fuck themselves for it.
Yeah,
I hate
but
them.
I'm glad to see that they are slowly, well, not slowly, they are quickly becoming very obscure and trash,
Fuck them.
They diving off a cliff.
which is where they belong.
Did y'all see the that the FIFA came out and sided with Ecuador, and they were like, okay,
Yeah.
Ecuador's in World Cup, but they got a 3-point deduction. I might make a separate video about that, but I saw a meme and it was like, breaking news: Chile become the first team to be eliminated from the World Cup 4 times. I was like, oh my god, it was just a picture of me now, like. But bro, they just like make enemies, dog. Their
They
fans
do.
online hella aggressive towards the Ecuadorians.
Yeah,
I'm
and
just
I have
like, bro,
no reason. Like me personally,
Yeah.
I have no reason to hate
I'm
them.
like,
but I
y'all
hate
need
them.
allies, dude. Y'all need to be like really nice people, but it's just too aggressive. It's too aggressive. I'm sure Chilean abuelas are still very nice,
Yeah.
but
Abuelita.
people on TikTok, they not
Yeah.
it.
Nah, I feel like the
not it.
Chilean abuelita's got a mean streak. That being said, I'm sure the women are very beautiful there.
Yeah.
That's my
Well, we'll have to
diplomatic
go.
response.
We'll have to go do a meet and greet with some fans in Santiago.
I have no idea.
And if Medel is any indication as to what the rest of the country looks like, I think we're clear. So
Jesus Christ.
It's going to be the first time where Connor's above average attractiveness.
Should we move on? Top goal scorer for Group D.
Oh, I forgot we were doing that. Yeah, top goal scorer. Right. If he starts, I'm going Giroud.
wow. I was going Benzema.
I don't know if he'll start.
I know, but I think, dude, if you give that man more than like a collective 30 minutes of game time, I think he could find the back of the net. The guy's a freak.
Yeah.
You sub him on for 2 games, he gets 2 goals. But besides that, I also think that France is going to be scoring not with one singular person. They're going to be scoring all over. Like, everybody there is so talented that you're going to see various people making the goals. Like, there's not one true out and out like stud superhero who works into a system perfectly in the group. I don't think
Yeah.
nobody's
if I had
going
to
to be
rank
getting
it-
fed.
Well, Jake, who did you say?
I like the Giroud shout. I was kind of going Eriksson, honestly. Even though he doesn't play in a forward position, he still scores a good amount of goals for
He does.
the Danes.
He does.
That would be huge.
You know, and like it's not a lot of assists either. I mean, he's kind of the motor of the team.
He is.
But I could see him. I could see him bagging maybe 2. You know, especially against Australia and Tunisia.
Mm.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I think to what Connor said, I think the French goal scorers, it's not going to be one dude. It's going to be multiple people.
Yeah.
And I just hope Australia and Tunisia can even score a goal against these teams. They should be able to score against each other.
Dude, if Australia score a goal, dub. They won. They won the World Cup if they score
Yeah.
a goal. I'm not kidding. This is a terrible team. I'm sorry. I know we got a few Australians out there. This is bad, and it could get ugly quickly. They score a goal. That's a dub.
Quickly. Highway.
Maybe that's one of
straight
my hot
down
takes.
the mud.
Yeah.
That's one of my hot takes. They score one. I don't think they'll score a goal. I do not think they score a goal.
Okay. I think they got 2.
Yeah.
2.
One off a set piece, 1 from open play. That's what I said.
From a
going
mistake
0.
from somebody else.
I think the Tunisians shut them out, beat them 2-0.
Wow.
God knows what happens against the Danes.
God knows, yeah.
Yeah.
Or the French, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I think Kasper Dolberg is a good shout for top goal scorer as well. I think with Højbjerg and Eriksson feeding him, I think he could get 2 in the group stage. I think top goal
dude,
scorer in this group is 2
Højbjerg.
goals.
Yeah, 2.
Uh,
2.
I
3
think
max.
Goldberg's a good shout.
3 max.
He hasn't been starting for.
I'm confused on the whole like
Sevilla?
Poulsen situation. I don't know if he is going to get the nod. It seems like Dolberg's been playing recently, but yeah.
Which is crazy. I mean, we're talking about the Danish team with some depth. I don't, like I said, I can't name of a time where they've
had it like that. No,
some
this
choices.
is unprecedented. Yeah.
Yeah. Even Damsgaard is like probably has a 3% chance of being the top goal scorer because he's a good set piece taker as well.
Mhm.
But neither the French nor the Danes have like one scorer. It's usually like different guys every single time.
But that's what you want. That's what you want,
Yeah.
because if you've got like one guy,
Correct.
they're just going to shut him down. That's why Norway didn't qualify. That's why, because you shut down Holland. I mean, even though he's got good numbers for them, you shut down Holland, you shut down the whole team.
Yeah, the Danes have a good back line, surprisingly.
Anderson and Christensen, that's pretty solid. Shit, US could use that.
I would kill for that. Are you kidding me?
The U.S. could use
Oh,
Mexico. I'm going to tell you, Mexico's got those 2 center backs. We win the group. We win the group.
You smoking crack.
You've
We won
got
the group.
Sergio Christensen.
Sergio Christensen, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what we got to do. We'll give him like some Azteca neck tattoo. Nobody will question his nationality.
Sergio Cristiano.
There's some white ass Mexicans. They could definitely pass. Anderson, he looked a
Marcus
little too
Anderson.
Nordic. He looked a little too Nordic. I don't know if we could spin that.
Yeah, you got to have the Canelo vibe. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe you could go that. It'd be tough though. Hot takes, baby. I'm just gonna go first. Australia have the worst goal differential of any team in the group stage.
You are an Australian hater, but
I'm not a hater, bro. They just suck. I'm sorry. Like,
Yeah,
they
they're,
just
they're
suck.
very bad. I think Qatar might beat them out for that, though. I don't know.
Yeah, they're not looking so hot.
That's another good shout, dude. Okay, is it like literally the 3 nominees for worst goal differential are all Asian? Australia, Saudi Arabia, and Qatar. They're all Asian.
It's a possibility. It's a possibility. These guys are isolated. Nobody will fucking play with them. I mean, they're just suffering from the world football climate.
They're just a kid sitting in the sandbox, like, damn, this sucks.
They all
I'm
got
the
to
only
play
one
with
here.
each other. They're pissed off. They're like, what the
Yeah.
fuck?
I think my hot take is that Mbappe only gets 1 goal in the group.
Dog, that was my hot take. My hot take was Mbappe's mid. Mbappe's mid this tournament. Dude, I said it. It's fucking written down right here. Mbappe mid. I'm telling you, dude, they're gonna have him out on the wing. He's not gonna play striker right now. Maybe they switch him to striker, but the man's not gonna be able to get it together. He's gonna fight everybody to be the one who takes all the penalties and all the free kicks because he thinks he's that guy, and he's not that guy.
Yeah, he
You're
was
not
much
that
better when he was an unsuspecting 18-year-old.
Exactly. That is the deal.
When he was trying to prove himself. Now that he
That's
feels
fair.
like he's proven himself, he's just thinks that he's the man.
He's gonna be resting on his laurels. Agreed.
That's fair. And my other hot take, which I said at the very beginning of the video, is Denmark win the group, which I think that is a hot take.
Yeah, that is a hot take.
And I think they win with
Agreed.
9. I think they get 9 points.
Holy shit.
That would be crazy.
That would be insane. Would love that.
That's all I got. Those are my 2.
That's it.
Australia
This is
in the mud,
mine too.
Denmark ascending to the heavens.
Noise.
Anything else you want to say before we wrap this up?
I want France out of this bitch. I want them out. I want them
Yo, what
out.
if the Danes and the French go out? Greatest group stage in the history?
I would.
What do you mean if Australia
shit
and
my
Tunisia go through? It's not going to happen. I don't even want to acknowledge that. The
I
Danes
think
are going.
can you imagine the damage to the Euro like invincibility narrative if these guys go down? Oh my god.
Yeah.
Nothing would make me happier. Well, I want to see the Danes do well, but nothing would make me happier than the French going out. Oh my god. It'd be beautiful. Poetic justice. Really
The
would
French
be.
and the Germans. Oh, baby. Oh, baby.
Oh, glorious. Anyways, guys, we appreciate y'all for watching. Like I said, if you are listening on streaming platforms, please give the podcast a 5-star rating. If you're watching on YouTube, like and subscribe for Jake's ugly face that he's making right now. Connor, Jake, anything else we want to say before we head out, boys?
Yeah, I'll let them know. Your abuelitas, your grandmas, your
I forgot.
sisters, your hermanas, your primas, your cousins, everybody. Let them know. Let them know about this. Let them know. We got a lot more of these videos, so I'm gonna try and keep it like concise going forward. But you know that they need to know this. Whichever one of these groups you hold near and dear to your heart, this will give them a good concise thing. Because if they can even just keep up with one group, that's going to help them infinitely going into the group stage. Because we know most people only have the bandwidth for like 1 or 2 groups to follow religiously. So if she watches this, she'll kind of be caught up with you, and then that's going to carry them through the group stage into the round of 16, quarterfinal, or through the group stage, round of 16, quarterfinal, semis, and then the big one. So you keep her informed. She's going to feel present in your life, and then who knows? Maybe she'll even fall in love with the game.
The big one.
The big one.
Right. And maybe this is the most important video to share because you know your abuela does not know anything about Tunisia. There's no Spanish speakers in this group. She probably don't give a damn. And
She's probably going to say some racist shit about Tunisia. But, I mean,
maybe.
That's why you correct her.
Yeah, that's why you send her this podcast, and she's like, wow, now I know.
They're racist, so I don't have to be. But you're right, abuelita.
Yes.
They being the Tunisians or us?
Jake specifically.
Okay. I'm okay with that. That sounds fair. That sounds fair.
That sounds fair.